Hi, my name is Jennifer Smith from the Coping with Depression blog at HealthyPlace.com. And I know there's a trigger warning in the heading for this video, but I just want to go ahead and give a trigger warning here that this will talk about suicide and suicidal ideation. Um, 3 years ago, I did attempt suicide, and what I want to talk about in this video here is going to be directed mostly at people who are around someone who may be experiencing suicidal ideation. Um, what I want to say is that no one is to blame, first of all, for suicide or suicidal ideation. It just happens. Sometimes people have mental illness, and these things happen. But what I want to do in this video, as I said, is not to blame, but just to try to spread awareness and to try to prevent suicide as best as I can. I have a passion for that. I have a love for people who are hurting and for those around them. So what I want to do is just to talk about what you might be able to do if you see someone experiencing some of the things that I did when I was getting to the point of considering suicide and thinking that the only way that I could stop the pain was just to was just to rest. That was just my thought. And again, um, these things may or may not have helped me. It's just really hard to say. But what I just want to do is just to lay out some things that you could do to support someone and to hopefully be able to get someone that you love help if they're experiencing and you see them experiencing or exhibiting some of these behaviors. Now, this may not be true for everyone because everyone is different, but this is my experience, and these are some of the behaviors that I exhibited during the darkest days with my depression. I really began to withdraw, and as people with depression, sometimes tend to do. Some of us do. Again, as I said, everyone is different. Isolation is something that may happen, but mine became an extreme isolation. I just sat in one spot, wrapped myself up in a blanket, and just stared. I mean, like stared. The TV was on, but I wouldn't say that I was really, watching it, just staring at it. And in retrospect, my family members did notice that, but they didn't know what to do, so they didn't really say anything. And a suggestion would be, to say something. I know it's awkward. I know you don't know exactly what to say, but a suggestion would be to go to that person and say, "Hey, I see you struggling. Let's make a phone call. Let's make a phone call to a doctor, because that person who's down in that deepest, darkest place cannot make that phone call by himself or herself. So you need to come alongside your loved one and help them do that." Something else, I could not eat. I was literally, like, I would eat 2 bites and feel nauseated. And I know my family members noticed that. If you notice that in someone who already has depression, especially, help them make a phone call, help them get to a doctor. Again, this is never to blame anyone, because it's hard. It's hard on the person with depression. It's hard on the people around them. But if you start to notice, like, especially extreme behaviors such as this, help your loved one get to a professional, because you can't handle this on your own. You can't be 100% responsible for your loved one. So I encourage you, if you see these behaviors, help your loved one to seek professional help. It's hard, but together we can do this. Together, we can work to spread awareness for suicide prevention. Again, I'm Jennifer Smith from the Coping with Depression blog at HealthyPlace.com.